book. The ones after they ran from Sturdivant. After they ran from Sturdivant, out in there, out in the regular world. Not regular world. Outside of the little bunker where Sturdivant was, it ran back out. This is cool. I tried to descend from the bluff and I froze. Something that wasn't there passed us in the willows. It was not a ghost or spirit or a trick of negative space. It wasn't there. But it still went past us. Just on the other side of the line of branches. And the humming noise came so close that my ribs vibrated with it. Simon put his hand on my sternum, grimacing, and I looked past him and saw the willows bend as the thing walked by. Remember, they bend and worship the thing. The dark thing also. The spirit's last night had been made up of the shapes where the willows weren't. This one forced the willows out of the way, just like the big thing we'd seen the night before. The same kind. Maybe even the same one. It was on the other side. The way the kids' push on the bus had been on the other side. Pushing against reality hard enough to move leaves and branches out of the way. She's trying to, they could hear what you're thinking and it draws them to you. So she keeps singing, John Jacob, Jingleheimer Smith, his name is my name too. Anyway, I like it. It's like they're, everything's there, but it isn't there. Like it's pushing it, like it's under a skin or something in the world. I feel like that's pretty interesting. And then they go into it, so then they run into a boat. There's a boat there. There's some like abandoned boat. They go in there to hide. Then they hear that it coming up right on top of them. Sand sifted down from the tilted ceiling. It was overhead. It was here. Just trying not to think about it. She looks at Simon and she can't tell if he's praying or saying the words to Bohemian Rhapsody. And hear him on top of them. So you know what I was thinking about was weird because I typed in before just like a week ago. What do they call those things in Lord of the Rings that sniff you? They go, your soul starts coming out of you. I always say, that's what I want to do to you. Remember, they're hiding under the cliff, and then when they're riding above, and they're looking over, and they're right under the thing going, oh, Sniffing. But anyway, I don't want to, I mean, I want to suck your soul out, for sure, in a hot way. I just want, a sniffy, one of those things. So anyways, it sounds like one of those things. So I thought that was funny. What are the odds of that? I don't know what they're called. Then, oh, and the willows dance around when those things get near. And they're like they're excited that those things are close. So, kind of cute, interesting stuff. Anyway, that's because they could hear them thinking about them. That's what draws, so then they have to distract themselves. Think about something else. Starts thinking about. So rude. So rude taking the trash. How rude of them to come pick up my garbage. Then, I said then they get out, then they actually find their way out of the place. Who the hell's texting me so much? I just woke up. 50 messages. Thank you for even speaking to me. I'm not awake yet. Man, I can't even imagine being you. Everybody, it must be endless. Bing, 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 bing. Can you imagine? No wonder you haven't. I'm not even gonna say it. Just say, no wonder you haven't seen my messages to say make love to me. Can you imagine? There's a lot of 50 million people are binging you so much. You just haven't seen it yet. You just didn't see it yet, right? Oh, I love it. We make love every night. We go all day long. I'm joking. Right, honey? Yep. Right. Oh, yeah. The bat. I don't know how he does it. I don't. So then they actually find a way out, and they actually find their bunker they came in through, and then they go, and then they're back in the museum, and they're back in the regular world. That hole is left open, or they try to close up the hole, and she's there with her kitty, and everything's just in the world's normal again, but she keeps having nightmares every night about the place. And she also notices that her fingertips hurt, and they're all every morning. And she keeps having these dreams every night, and then she finds out that this was scary, because we spend a lot of time outside, just in the normal world again. She's just opening the museum, letting people come in. She she's just doing her normal routine. And so you're out of the world for a period of time, and you kind of get used to it being safe. But then all of a sudden, she goes into the room. She goes into the thing is on, and it's one of the only times I was actually scared in the whole book. Like, it's cool, it's creepy, it's interesting, but just the little things that are scary sometimes for some reason. But then she notices that I guess they put the tarp over it, or some sort of weird rug or something. So I guess they sealed it off the hole, and then they put like a drape of some kind over it, and she notices that it billows out, and it was how that scared me. That was the scary part. It just seems real. It was just a weird, creepy hole in the wall. All this, you think it's sealed, but all of a sudden it billows out with the sheet on top or whatever. Like, that means air is getting through. That means something's open. And that was scary. And then she goes to look at it. She knows there's claw marks all over it. Like she's been clawing at it in the night. She's trying to get into the world again in her sleepwalking. She's trying to claw her way back in there. And that's why her fingers are all bloody and hurt or all sore every morning. And they had like talc in them. She thought it was from putting baby powder under her boobs. Like, it was this talc from the wall she's trying to scratch through. And she made some holes in it. That's why the air's coming through. So then she tells Simon, she said, "Simon, come over here. I'm trying to get through the hole in my sleep, in my nightmares. And like, when I'm having a nightmare, I'm actually trying to go back into the spooky world." And then, this part's sort of unrealistic to me. He comes over, and then he's always saying how she's not his type all the time. I think it would be really cute if they hooked up at the end. Like, why? Just let him be gay. I don't know. It just would be sweet to defy all you don't have to be so rigid. I know, it would just be cute though. Anyway, he brings over some pink furry handcuffs. Pink leopard furry handcuffs, and he puts them on her wrists. And she goes, what is this? And I'm like, and then he goes, well, you see, you could open a doorknob and do those things on autopilot, but these, the handcuffs and everything, he like ties her up in a way that it should wake her up. He goes, but to take these off, you have to sit and think about it. So it should be enough if you're just sleepwalking. And then he leaves her. And I'm like, says goodnight. Yeah, right. Why would he do that? That was so unrealistic to me. Like, if my friend, if you were trying to claw into a horrific world, and I knew it, and you were actually getting through, I wouldn't let you. I would sleep with you. I would sleep even if you didn't want me to sleep next to you. I'd sleep in the couch or something, on the floor, just to see what you're doing at night, right? But he leaves, and then she wakes up there. She wakes up inside the place again, and the boatman is out there. Remember the boatman who was going by? And they didn't say anything to him because they didn't know if he was nice or scary. Well, when she walks out of the bunker in her dream, he happens to be right there. And he screams. He does a weird scream. And he screams the way. You know, I hate when they do those CGI screams where their mouth opens big. Ugh, I hate that. I don't know why they all do that. Anyway, that's the way he screams. I guess in this place, it might be a little scary. But no, I don't say it. I know I was just talking about how much I hate it. But then he screams, and then he starts, and then he raises it with his oar or whatever, his stick. He raises up to go get her, and she sees he has no legs. He just has tree root legs. I feel like I read a lot of horror books with trees in it, and I wasn't trying to read a book about trees. I read there was when the trees crept in. That was a horror book about trees, and I asked for it. But this is a book about trees too. A lot of trees coming in. It was spooky. Anyway, so he has tree root legs, and then he's coming after her, real ferociously, and screaming real loud, and she hears a little hum in the back and everything. And he's coming after her, and she feels, and Simon is suddenly behind her, and he's pulling her into the bunker. And she falls down weird on the steps. And he falls down weird, and she slams and smacks her knee into the concrete step. And she probably shatters her knee. And she's sitting there crying about her knee. It hurts so bad that she almost isn't afraid anymore because it hurts so fucking bad. But she's like running on adrenaline. And he shouldn't be able to fit through here, but he's starting to come down the place where he shouldn't be able to fit as it is. He doesn't barely fit. There's no way he should fit through their hole without like ripping himself apart a little bit. But they're like, well, maybe he'll do that. Whatever. They get through the hole. They're in the museum again. They're closing it off with just shelves and stuff. But they slam the door shut, and it's a metal door. But he's hitting it so hard, the boatman, that the hinges are rattling off, and he's making dents in it. That's how strong he is. So there's no way that he's going to be able to come through the hole. Once he gets through that thing. But maybe he won't. I don't know. Whatever, it looks like anything is possible. They get through the hole, they're in the museum now. That's where I'm at. While she was in the museum before she discovered she was sleepwalking back there. She goes, how did you find me? He goes, I didn't. I woke up here too. So when they're dreaming, they wake up at this place. They really are there. It's like they dream their way there. They were both sleepwalking over there. Oh wow. Like the willows have gotten into them. And they drink the water, and it's calling them back. She also found a Bible. Remember, she found a Bible, and she brought it back with her in her bag. And she's reading in the Bible. There was these military guys that were there. And they're writing, and he's writing in the margins. He's saying, He's like, I chose to journal every time I want a cigarette. He goes, I really want a cigarette, so I'm writing in this Bible. I hope it's okay if there's journaling instead. And it seems like the word, somehow they found a way into this world. Like, I don't know. It sounds very Annihilation. Like it's just like a bubble world. It's like a seal. Like they pass through a bubble and they are suddenly in this place. And he goes, it didn't even make a sound. I wanted it to make a sound when I walked through the bubble. There was no sound. And I go, but I guess once it's sealed or whatever. I don't know. They sealed it off, so it's just like Annihilation. And they can't get back out. See, I thought it felt like Annihilation. See, I know things. Well, I love that movie, though, so it's kind of perfect. Oh, and she thought there was these ant hills everywhere. And it turns out that it's some weird creature, because there's these weird scoops out of it all over the place. These big scoops. In the earth everywhere. She's like, maybe they have these lion ants or something. Turns out it wasn't. It's just some weird creature that lives there. Or weird monster, because three military people. One of them disappears. And they totally lose track of him. Then the other one's called Marco, and he won't shut up. Which is funny. I thought maybe it's a weird parallel. Because... No! I'm going to say... and Marco, and he won't shut up. And then it's the one guy writing the Bible, journaling the Bible. And they said they find, and then Marco wants to go to where they dropped him off, and he says that's sealed off. They're not going to open it for a week. I would still want to go there, even if they weren't going to open for a week. I would just wait. I just sit there and wait. You're going to sit there and explore this place. I would like to be an explorer, but I would be too scared, probably. Then who knows you're gonna where are you going? Anyway, then they find his body and he has scoops. The man has scoops taken out of him. There's scoops taken out of his body. He goes, there's the same type of scoops that are all over the world. And then she wants to throw up because she thought all those scoops were just fire ants. Hills or whatever the hell that is, or lion. I don't know what it was. She thought it was like a bug's doing that, but it's really some creature that will scoop out your body. And she's walking all over these things and showing that he's been all these places. And they're like, he scooped out his skull. He took a scoop out of his head, and you could see his skull and his brain, and it's like a sandwich, all stacked up nice like a sandwich. And it's the same thing that's been putting these scoops all over the world. So that sounds kind of scary. Little scoop marks out of his body. Sort of unique. Oh, and when they run back through the hole, the boatman's outside trying to burst through the door. They look at each other and they look at what each other's wearing. And she goes, she was wearing, I was wearing a big, then she's like, I just want to run away. She just wants to drive away. But it's her uncle's museum. So she can't let him come back there with this opening into the other world. Or else he's gonna go in there and he's gonna die. she doesn't know how to explain it to him yet. She doesn't know how to tell anybody, or if she even should. And now she can't just like abandon the place. And she can't burn it down because he loves it too much. And then she's like, well, at least he'd be safe. So she's deciding what she wants to do. But then whatever, he's like, you want to drive away with me or whatever, and he goes like, I don't think I can, or like I do, and then he goes, I don't think I'm dressed for it either. And then he looks, and she looks at him, he's wearing an Eeyore sleep shirt. It's something else, I don't know, and she looks at herself and she's wearing a big t-shirt and hideous big granny panties that she says even that any granny would be ashamed of. And then he says again, he's always cutting in saying how he's not attractive. Then she goes, thank God you're not straight. She's probably saying that like it would be so embarrassing for a man to see me like this. A normal man to see me like this, but then he goes, I'm not, you're not my thing. I'm not attracted to you. It's not, this outfit you have on isn't my thing. It's like, no shit. It's not my thing. I'm not into this. I don't think this would be the outfit I'd be attracted to. Maybe. Sometimes he was surprised. Maybe that is the cutest outfit. Maybe that is the thing that would turn him on. Maybe he is turned on the whole time. He's acting like he's not. Well, I want romance. I like the funny dynamic of a gay boy. Because they're funny. But wouldn't it be cute if in the end that they're together? That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for. Well, that's what's that's what's happening so far. So it's getting pretty good. I don't know. I mean, it is pretty good. It is pretty good.